everyone, my name is Julie from the Kevin and Julie Personal Wellbeing and Financial Health channel. I'm super stoked to be with you guys today because we'll be talking about gratitude. I really try to incorporate gratitude as much as I can, and I'll share with you my personal experience of why I use it. So for one, I use gratitude to lower stress. How do I do that? Well, for one, I'm an overthinker. There might be a lot of you out there just like me, and when there's a stressful situation that comes up, your head keeps on running and running, feels like the hamster is in overdrive. And so I really use gratitude to stop, take a deep breath, and really refocus my brain. So I've not studied, but I've looked at a lot of different articles. I'm not any expert of any sort, but because this is something that I am working with, or something that I find very difficult, I decided to use gratitude to really help with my overthinking. So this is something really good, and I call it a little bit of my stress washer. So I find it very useful. Second of all, well, I also use gratitude to boost my morale. I'm a very positive person just like that. However, I'm still a human being. So it happens that I have off days or there's things that are a little bit more difficult. And so I use gratitude to really help me reboost that day. One of the things that I do to boost my morale, well, it's really simple. It actually puts a smile on my face. As soon as you start thinking about something either funny or something that you're grateful for, it's almost like it's contagious because you just can't stop smiling. And then if you start thinking about something that you're grateful for, it just continues on. And I think that is the main reason why I find it really helps boost my morale. The third reason why I use gratitude is to train my brain. Okay, what do I mean with that? Well, as I was saying before, I'm an overthinker. And so for me, I really have to work at making sure that I'm helping my head not going to anxiety or going into overthinking. So I use gratitude as a way to encourage my brain to stop, but to also go to a positive mindset first. As an overthinker, I have a tendency to sometimes over-exaggerate things or have trouble between knowing what are the facts and what are the fictions. So by using gratitude when I'm overthinking or when I'm right about to overthink or having a difficult moment, I really encourage my brain to actually stop and to not go into that overdrive and to actually push myself to go into a positive thought so that I can actually take a deep breath at that moment and then go back to the situation or the stress moment and be more in a calm mindset to deal with it and to actually be able to be more logical. The second thing with training the brain is that I actually encourage my mind to think of different perspective. Sometimes when there's something that's very difficult or feeling overwhelming with stress or anything like that, well, we have a tendency to see it one specific way, like a tunnel vision. But by using gratitude, you're really encouraging your brain to widen that sort of tunnel to be able to see different perspective. So it actually creates more of the neurons and moving around. And I know I'm not an expert, but that's just how it feels for me. And that's why I mention it, because it really helps my brain to start thinking about different elements and not just being stuck on one little moment. And for those of you who are overthinkers or have a little bit of anxiety just like me, will probably understand what I mean by that. And so try to use gratitude in that way to help with that as well. So hopefully I'll address as well anxiety or overthinking in another video to share a little bit more on that. So I gave you the sort of three main reasons why I use gratitude. Now I actually want to share with you how I do gratitude. So first off, my happiness jar. Okay, it sounds really, really silly, and this is very makeshift, okay? It's just a massive jar that I took and that I decided to put on the simple words, happiness jar, and I put the year. So I'll explain how I do this. So my happiness jar is something that I use for the entire year. I actually started this 5 years ago. What I decided to do is starting on January 1st, I start inputting with little pieces of paper, just marking down anything that makes me happy during a day, anything happy that I'm noticing throughout the year. So what I do is I keep on accumulating those really precious moments, really things that can make you happy, that can make you laugh, something that you're just grateful for, that you notice. And so one, it already encourages me to do so. But what I also do at the end of the year is I take this jar, and on December 31st, at the end of the year, I reopen it and I make sure before midnight that I go through all of the different elements that are in here. And it's really fun to share if you want to do it with your family member, if you want to do it with your spouse, with your kids, with friends. It's just a great way to reminisce, relook at the different positive things throughout your year, but also it also starts you off on a positive first step for the next year. So when you hit midnight, you already have in your mindset all the great stuff that has happened, and you start fresh on a positive note. So I really love the happiness jar. So I really encourage you to try this. And you don't have to do it for the full year. If you just wanted to do it for a week and see what that looks like, please do so. Another thing that I do is a happiness gratitude journal. So what do I do with that is just making sure to note down a lot of positive things that happen throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the months, just to make sure that it's always part of my mindset. So I'm always inputting that positive spin on things. So as I said, for me, it is easy to put my mindset into the positive space because this is just the way that I'm sort of built. However, just making sure that I'm actually writing it down encourages not only me to take a deep breath, actually notice and become aware of those happiness thoughts, gratitude thoughts, but writing it down, I actually not only think it, I actually write it down and I visualize it. So I'm almost reinforcing. So when I was talking a little bit earlier about training my brain, and I'm actually putting a lot of positive words. And this is something I actually want to address in another video, but the power of words. So I'll talk a little bit more about that, but basically this is something I really work with, and gratitude really helps me to do so. So every single day you have the opportunity to choose what you decide to believe, what you decide to put your mindset towards, or what thoughts you're going to choose. So by using gratitude and reflecting on that, you can actually make sure or encourage yourself to decide, well, you know what? I'm going to be happy. I'm going to work towards this. I'm going to be resilient, and really encouraging your mind towards thinking of solutions, thinking of how to be resilient and how to work with things, other than playing the victim role. And I know that that can be very difficult in any given moment when we're really feeling that stress, but it's truly an option. And I'm going to address a little bit more about that in a video called The Power of Words. So I hope that what I've shared today was very insightful. And I would really encourage you to write down in the comment box some of your ideas of how you do gratitude, or how do you find what I've mentioned today helpful. I would really love to have maybe start a conversation with you. So thank you so much again for listening to my video. Hopefully this was insightful. I would really love, encourage you to like and click the like button and subscribe to our channel. That would be very useful for us, very encouraging. And from our living room to yours, have a great night, and thanks for watching. Thank you.